Wake up. It's time for your legally mandated Zatsu streamer to stream Zatsu for once in the entire week. Hello. Good morning. I just woke up not too long ago. I took a shower and yeah. I can't be too loud right now, obviously. It is 6 a.m. and I need to go to the gym after this. But I did want to just turn on stream for a little bit. Because I feel the need. I really felt the need to do some more solo streams just a little bit. Because obviously this week is really jam-packed with collabs. So I did want to give the opportunity to do, you know, just quick small ones every so often. And I think it's a good opportunity to do so. The best morning is the morning when it's 5 p.m. Excuse me, it's 6 a.m. right now. Good morning, I finally got back from camping. I can watch your streams now. Hey, welcome back. Your little bit is like 3 hours. Hey, listen, time functions differently for everyone, all right? My good morning flashbang. Yeah, wake up. Wake up. Yeah, good morning to those of you who are also at the 6 a.m. time zone. I commend your dedication, and also good morning to those of you who are about to hit 9 a.m. over on the East Coast. Good morning, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I'm at the office right now. See, I'm one step ahead. Nuh-uh. How was Eep for you? It was a good nap. It was a good nap. Genuinely, I fell asleep last night after doing some stuff and taking care of some work, and I still have a couple other things I need to take care of, like throughout the day today. I do have another recording session that I need to take care of, which is going to be a little tough, given that I haven't had a lot of opportunity to properly rest my voice, and also just unfortunately, and it's gonna sound bad, but don't take this the wrong way. I haven't fully had the opportunity to take time to kind of rest a little bit more than I okay. I do need a little bit more rest, in my opinion. I just haven't had the opportunity to do so because I feel the need to really push myself right now. And that's inherently because I think it's also the mentality of this is still my first month, and this is still prime opportunity for me to push myself to do as much as I can while I can. Because I'd like to believe that this is probably the least busy that I ever will be. So it's more so like I want to jump at the opportunity. Does that make sense? Please refrain from screaming in your car. No, that's my daily ritual. Thank you very much. I'd like to have the few activities to myself in my car, which is screaming a lot. Your girl rest? Yeah, my girl rest yesterday was, hey, girl rest yesterday. Girl rest with the boys was awesome. You guys don't understand. That was probably the most like rejuvenating weekend I've had in a while. I'm gonna be honest. I think wholeheartedly, and I won't stop talking about it. I'm not gonna lie. It's something that I genuinely was so happy about. Like I'm still riding that high, you know. And I think similarly, it's the same way how like Vance and Wilson are still fried after drinking that much. But it's like, it's been a while since I've had the opportunity to just have casual fun playing like a quick play game, or not competitive for once, and not have it be like a sweaty type game, all while still having such like high energy, immaculate vibes. And it's just so awesome because it's like Vanta and Wilson obviously bounce off each other really well. Zale is just vibing and he's chilling out, and we pipe up and we play a lot of games, and I'd like to imagine he's also having a good time. But I think it was just the fact that, you know, we could have also just dragged in fucking We managed to get Vox. We managed to get Shu. And it's ample opportunity to just really engage with people. And I think that's something that I want to, and I've purported since day one. I think it's something that I want to do to bring people together. I want to be able to bring the best out in people as well. And equally so, I'd like to imagine that any and every opportunity there is to collab with another person, I would want to take that. Because I'd want to highlight the people around me. And granted, that's why I don't, probably if you watch my stream, like, especially during collabs, like, I really don't speak a lot in comparison, usually. And it is wholeheartedly because I, one, simply just want to enjoy the company of those around me. And two, I want to allow the other people, you know, center stage kind of. I can always make my own jokes. I can always do my own solo streams on my own time. But I want to be able to, in a group setting, be able to let other people also have that opportunity in front of your eyes as well. That's kind of just how I look at it. Yeah. I don't know. You speak so well, dude. Oh my god. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just because I just like talking a lot. Honestly, if there's anyone who I think speaks really, really well, is both Vanta and Vox, honestly. Like, holy shit. Like, I will say that much. Like, the both of them are very, very articulate, and I really envy that. And I can only wish that I can probably somewhat follow in that. You know, even if Vox is brooding and has massive tits, he's kind of awesome. Yeah, that and like Vanta is just so like effortlessly funny. Like I really don't get like I don't get it. He just has that natural knack to be an entertainer, and I'm so happy to have met him. He is genuinely one of the funniest guys I've ever met, and I don't know. It's wholeheartedly like he's the type of person that I want to bring around. I would want to introduce him to people. I would want to let people know that like he is a cool guy. You know? His brain is so crazy, yeah. Wilson is like, and we've established this, but he's like boy failure, but he's such just a nice guy that like I could never. He is like, he could do no wrong. I'd like to imagine. He's just a little guy. He's just like me, a little guy. Yeah. An endearing boy. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. The more I look at it, the more I think about why the reason, obviously, why I take the opportunity and every opportunity to stream. And I said this like just a little bit ago of I feel like I need to jump at every opportunity. I feel like more so comes from the fact that, you know, I won't lie, you know, I'm coming into this very late. And it is difficult for me to feel comfortable when I know that I need to be in the position, or rather I need to be pushing to do better and better things. Because equally so, I like to imagine that the position that I'm in is one where I can be as creatively free as I want to be. So I think, and in some ways, I understand that taking rest is equally as like very, very important and equally as much part of the process. But I do think that there is an aspect of me that feels like I'm playing catch up. It feels like I'm having to chase. But at the same time, you know, I think at the very least, no matter what it may be, and even if I feel like I'm chasing, I'm still gonna go at my own pace regardless. I'm still gonna go on that treadmill and go at like 15 incline at like 2 speed and walk like a half an hour mile. Like I'll still take the stroll as I do. You know what I mean? I will do as I please. Also, by the way, so sorry for missing the super chats. By the way, Lena, thank you so much. Have a good morning. Have a nice day. Good morning. Good morning. And Leon, thank you so much for the soup. I appreciate it as well. Yeah, I think it's most definitely like, this is obviously my 3rd week, and work-life balance is going to be something very, very difficult to properly establish now, when I'm still very, very quick on the jump and very driven to do more right now. You're doing great. We understand where you're coming from. Like, we celebrate cool milestones like 200K on the background. Yeah, I am appreciative of it. I just really don't know how to approach talking about that one. I'm gonna be honest. I've never had, and if anything, even still, I've never had this many eyes on anything of what I've done before. So it's an insane number to fathom to begin with. And to which, like, I'm very much so incredibly grateful for it, because it just means that I'd like to imagine that people, you know, what I do doesn't fall on like deaf ears, so to speak. Yeah. Ambitious, great, love it. Yeah. It's kind of crazy to how much you've done so far. You're doing great and you gel with it. I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that one of the reasons why, and what I'd hope that they hired me for, was just the fact that, you know, and granted, I'd like to imagine that I try to be as adaptable as possible, especially when it comes to just general social situations and collabs in general. Like, I'd like to try and bounce off other people. I'd like to try to match that energy. I'd like to just find a way to vibe with anyone and everyone that I'm with. And I'm so glad that yesterday that I had the opportunity to play with everyone, because it was such a different vibe from what I've had in such a long time. Obviously, like, when I play with Shuuki, it's a little more toned down. It's definitely a lot more chill, and we do have some pop-ups every once in a while, but it's most definitely like a slightly lower cadence in comparison. Whereas yesterday, we were bouncing off the walls. We were going crazy. We popped off. We laughed super hard. We were just talking boys' locker room talk the entire time. And I think just those types of things makes me very, very happy, because I haven't had the opportunity to turn it to 11 in such a long time. And I think that's the other thing, right? It's the fact that I can still go to the 11, but give you guys this morning chat where I just talk normally for maybe like an hour or so. It's nice to have that departure, and it's nice to be able to do a multitude of different, like, different dynamics when the situation allows. Obviously later, when I do the Triple T collab with the other two, with Vivi and Kunai, I think it's going to be different again. Like, I think I'm probably not going to turn to 11, but definitely, depending on what we're doing, it will be, you know, still equally just as fun for everybody. So that's the way that I look at it. And I'd like to think that I don't know. I try to get along with everyone I can. I try to, it's a weird, well, no, okay. There's, I don't want to conflate this to a weird, like, fear of like, oh my God, people don't like me, because I think that that's stupid. I think people inherently, and some people will always have their opinions. Some people will always try to hate me. Some people will always look for a reason to not like me. And frankly, I don't know how much that speaks of another person or whoever it is that is saying those things, but frankly, like, you know, I'm just doing my thing, and they can think what they want, but at the same time, I'm just here trying to have a good time. I'm just here trying to make friends. I'm here, like, you know, just doing my thing. So yeah, and that is to say, like, I think anybody who says like, oh my God, all he does is collab, all he does is do the, you know, it's, I think anyone in my position would want to do a lot of different things with a lot of different people when the opportunity arises, right? I think everyone would want to, you know, see what it's like talking with X, Y, or Z. I think everyone would want to know what it's like playing an FPS with, like, you know, what it's like playing with Astrazali, or what it's like playing with like the whole Crisis boys, what it's like playing with other people. You know, I think that's why that's something that I've kind of taken to heart recently. Of I will do what I want, and I will do my best to balance it the best that I can. Which is also why, like, I want to, you know, try and do these like slower pace, guerrilla, not even guerrilla. Technically, this is guerrilla, but it's like just quick Zatsu streams where I can kind of just talk about these things and not have it be super, like, it doesn't need me to keep up the vibes. Yeah. It's honestly really funny though. And I'll tell you the story, because initially we had planned this on like Friday, Thursday. After Uki tweeted, "Oh, I want to play Overwatch because of the Seraphim collab." And Vanta replied, or I replied, then Vanta replied, then Ver replied. And we were like, awesome. Let's get it, boys. And then Vox hopped on, and I was like, sick. And initially we were just gonna play off stream. Well, okay. Initially it was gonna be like an official planned stream, but then everyone was late. I was sitting in call at like 11:30, and I was just sitting there, like 11:30 my time, and we did it just to accommodate for time zones. But eventually, Vanta and Vox both joined. I talked to Kotka a little bit, like in the morning too, which was very nice. I think Kotka is very, very nice. She is very hardworking, by the way. If you haven't already, please give Kotka a lot of love and support. She is absolutely one of the craziest workers in this fucking company. That being said, so we ended up just playing a lot of like casual Overwatch. Haven't even started the stream. And at some point in time, we just didn't want to start the stream. I think the vibes, and again, like, I think the three of us had kind of like basically said, like, you know what, fuck it, we can just vibe, you know? And obviously there's not a lot of time where we can be always 100% online with stream. Like, trust me when I say, like, yesterday I was so exhausted that I didn't know how much drive I had to actually turn on stream. So we played a lot. We had a lot of casual conversation, and it was nice. Like, I finally had the opportunity to really connect and understand Vox, and just spend some time with the boys. And I think we've like deepened our relationship. Like, I've raised my social link just a little bit with them, and it was just that. By the way, Ver never joined. By the way, Ver just disappeared, and it was so funny because Ver messaged me like in the morning and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make a group chat." And I'm like, "Cool." And then he just never replied again after that, and I was like, "Where the fuck is he?" But obviously, like, I didn't want to poke him because if he's busy, he's busy. So, you know, we were just playing like casually, and then Uki was like, "Oh my god, you guys still have a spot?" And we're like, "Yeah, you were the one who wanted this." So then Uki joined, and then it's just really casual. Yeah. Then Zally hopped on, was really fun. We just had the 5-stack for a while. Uki went to go do a collab. Wilson joined, and then the stream shenanigans began, and it was awesome. Because all we did was just talk about, like, Wilson. No, it was straight up like Wilson joined. And it was like, guys, I really want to play. Because he just sat in the call. He sat in the call, and we didn't share the screen, but we were just fucking popping off and having fun. And then I think Wilson felt FOMO. So then he was like, guys, I want to play, but I stream in 20 minutes. And we're just like, change the fucking stream. Delay the stream. Who cares? Just hop on. And we're just like, and then Vanta was like, I have the waiting room ready. I'm down to do it. And I was like, oh, fuck it, dude. I'll just make mine right now. I don't care. So then we were just like, awesome. Let's just do it. And we did it. It was sick. Thanks, Wilson's FOMO for the stream. Yeah, honestly, had it not been for Wilson's FOMO, it would have just been a casual off-stream thing, and it would have been fine. Dude, you sound so much like Vanta. I don't believe that I do. Honestly, Vanta, oh my god, dude. Vanta's Matt Mercer is kind of crazy. When he did his Cassidy impression, shit, I was so impressed. Like, I literally stun locked when he did that. Cause I can't dig that low in comparison. That shit's hard. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that moment then. You sounded very happy and still do now. Yeah. I wholeheartedly, like, what is it? I think it's a very interesting look into our lives, kind of like quote unquote off stream. I think it's nice to just bring people together. And I think we had talked about it because honestly, it's been difficult because everybody has been doing a lot of their own thing. Everyone is so, you know, bogged down with their own individual projects right now. No one really had the opportunity to to sit down and like just call with each other. And that was just the general vibe that everyone had told me. Like they were straight up just like, yeah, we've all been busy. You know, we haven't been able to like just hang out or just talk. And I was like, damn, hey, that sucks. But hey, you want to join this call or what? And it was just straight up that. Like, I think I'm putting a lot more effort into trying to bring everyone together to the best of my ability. And whether that be through Friday Night VeloStack or whether that be through like offline things that could turn to online things, or, you know, just all around like small things here and there to, I don't want to say like boost morale, but it's wholeheartedly like I want to see people be much closer and be a little more close-knit. That stream made me in my day seeing the thumbnail and it was being a very fun stream. I very much appreciate. Yeah, no problem, Nemo. Like wholeheartedly, like I do appreciate the doodle, and honestly, just doodles like that make me smile. You know, I like those types of like goofy art that can be put for thumbnails sometimes. So I do thank you, and I'm greatly appreciative. Yeah. Glad you brought back an energy to Ian that I haven't seen in a while. Thank you. Hey, I'm just doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. Gonna go take my good girlies too. Just want to stop by. Thanks for the early morning Zatsu. Hey, no problem. What is it? There was another thing. Right. I know a lot of people tend, and people I'd like to imagine are not the biggest Valorant fans. I feel bad about that sometimes. Obviously, it's a popular game, but it's also not the cup of tea for a lot of other people. Some people who do like FPS stuff, you know, don't particularly enjoy Valorant because it could be considered slower. Or people don't like Apex because there's just too much going on. And Overwatch too, there's just too much going on. You know, maybe some people just want different types of things, and that's okay. I think everyone is entitled to their own. Hold up. Sorry about that. So yeah, I think that's why, like, especially for the Thursday, like, spin the wheel FPS game, I was like, I'm wanting to put, you know, games that I, one, haven't finished, but two, stuff that I haven't tried before. Or rather, stuff that I have tried before, but just also haven't had the chance to play on stream. Things like Ultra Kill, for example, is a game that I really, really enjoy, but haven't had the time to play the new acts, so I might as well start from the beginning. Same thing goes for fucking Fortnite. I've so bad at Fortnite. Well, actually, no, I'm not that bad at Fortnite, but like, it was never my cup of tea, but it's honestly something that I think is really goofy to just throw on and try. TBH, over the past year, I think a lot of people got to try it. Valorant thanks to NIJISANJI EN, Shuruki Futan. So it was easily, it was also a really cool opportunity. Interesting. Claude, since you like VAs, did you ever watch Critical Role / played tabletop RPGs? Sorry if it's off topic. The Matt Mercer mention reminded me. Very casually. I wasn't super invested, but I did enjoy it. Yeah. You summarized what I was thinking about Overwatch and Apex. Thank you for saying it. I feel like a lot of people don't really think about how others perceive the game. I mean, that's the other thing, right? It's wholeheartedly, a lot of the time, people will stream games that they just want to play, and they will play how they want to play. I do apologize because during Overwatch, obviously, I'm very jittery. I played a much higher sensitivity in comparison to what I do in Valo. And equally as so, it can be a little jarring in that sense. I try my best to, you know, minimize a lot of that really jerky motion, albeit it is to the best of my ability. Yeah. But that being said, like, I think a lot of the time I try to be cognizant of how I'm moving and just generally the experience for a viewer in terms of actually just watching the FPS alone. I'd rather watch people playing games than play it, so I really like the stream. But I'm honestly same. I'm not gonna lie, like that was the same for me when I was growing up. When I just didn't have the opportunity to play a lot of the other like PC games, especially where, you know, I'm watching a lot of like Markiplier, PewDiePie, you guys don't understand. I really love like Let's Players. The one channel that I've stuck with throughout all these years, ages and ages, is Chugga Conroy. I've watched Chugga Conroy for so long. Since maybe, I want to imagine like 20, oh my god, 2016? Even before then, I'd imagine. Yeah. It's just so much fun. And it's fun watching him literally just get through the game in like 20-minute segments. And it's nice. It's nice. It's especially was really nice for a lot of the games that I just didn't have access to either. You know, and it also opened my eyes to a lot of different games as well. So, I don't know. Let's Players, I think, have really solidified themselves in the fact that like they've influenced a lot of what I do now too, in trying to be entertaining all while still having like gameplay and stuff like that. Yeah. If you liked the story and critical role campaigns, they made a cartoon. Yeah, I've heard about Vox Machina. I haven't had a chance to like actually watch it. But I know of it. Yeah. It's the same way like I used to watch a lot of like Pokemon Let's Plays too, for like the other games that I didn't have access to at the time. Like for example, like I had Soul Silver, but I wanted to know what it was like playing Heart Gold, so I just watched someone else's playthrough. And while they're equally as such the same game effectively, yeah. I don't play these games and like watching vicariously through you guys, so it's quite entertaining. I think that's perfectly reasonable. And I think I understand that more so solely because I grew up doing the exact same. I think what's really interesting is seeing how each streamer plays the same game. That's why I'd rather watch them play. Also true. I think everyone imparts their own very unique take on whatever game it is. You know, some people are, in I guess horror games, for example, like some people are like, light work, no reaction. And then others like, ooh. And then other people are just jump scare. And it's so obviously very, very different across the board for everyone. And it's a different experience for everyone. So whichever one that you find the most entertaining is usually what you go with. Yeah. I love to see streamers play Chilla's art games for that reason. I think Chilla's art, it depends. Honestly, we were talking about this. You know, Night Security is really good. Or at least this is Vox's opinion, because we were just talking about it. And it was a cool talk. Because wholeheartedly, I think we shared like very similar sentiments about this. It was like Night Security was really good. Parasocial was, I don't want to say a step down, but it definitely did not invoke the same experience that Night Security did. And I think it was kind of like wholeheartedly, I think they inherently just did not do the same type of horror. I think Parasocial is obviously meant to be something that's more anxiety inducing. It's something more more with tension as opposed to night security that is very clearly a lot more leaning into the actual like horror and like gore aspect. So, you know, it's those types of things. It's those types of things. Have you played Parasocial? I've watched a lot of playthroughs. I granted, like, for Chilla's Arts, I'm not the biggest fan of like actually playing them myself. I like watching them, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Parasocial is kind of but maybe the fear of being found out kind of resonates to some streamers. Again, it's meant to just be like anxiety inducing as opposed to like the horror aspect of it. I love to look at people play FPS games because I can't do it on motion sickness. Yeah, I implore anyone who is motion sick, like, it's okay to not watch my streams, obviously. Like, you can listen and you can just watch the VOD when you can, but there's no inherent pressure to force yourself if you're motion sick. Do you like horror movies? I like movies. I like horror movies. I don't have like particular favorites though. It's like, to be quite honest, like, the way that I go about watching horror movies is I will go on a YouTube channel called Found Flicks, and they just do like ending explained for a bunch of different like horror movies. So I will watch the movie first, and then I will then watch like the ending explained, like half an hour into like an hour YouTube video, which is honestly like all it really does is just summarize the movie, which is nice. Like it covers a lot of plot points. It's easily digestible. It's a really quick like half an hour watch. I like video essays too, actually. Those are that's another topic for another time. But yeah, like I will basically just watch the movie, then watch a summary video. So yeah, that's my take on horror movies, I guess. But I don't have any particular titles that I'm super attached to necessarily. Yeah. I love watching How to Beat. Oh, I've known of that channel. I just it was never really my cup of tea necessarily. In terms of like recommendations though, I don't have any like. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't really have any like really good or crazy horror movie recommendations because I don't have like a good eye for what is good and what's bad in terms of horror. I mean, granted, like I think I enjoyed what was it? I think the most generic one, and I think the most goofy out of most of them, was fucking The Ritual on Netflix. But I think it is such a digestible form of horror in comparison. Yeah. Any movies in general? I haven't watched a lot of movies recently. That's one of the problems. Like, I haven't had a chance to like sit down and go to the theater in a while either, actually. It's mostly just because, like, you know, I've been busy and not a lot of opportunity to do so. Have you seen Talk to Me? I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I've been wanting to sit down and watch it. Yeah, thoughts on FNAF movie? Okay, so I actually haven't watched the FNAF movie yet, and I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to watch the FNAF movie because I bought a fucking Peacock account, and I just haven't put it to good use yet. Midsommar honestly was my favorite movie. Oh, actually, Midsommar was good. I like Midsommar. Is it a time issue? Yeah, it's usually a time issue, and it's mostly just because like I stream during my afternoon, and then I immediately sleep after my streams, so my evenings are gone essentially, and then I wake up and I just do work, and then I rinse and repeat for the most part, and it sucks because I think there is this little aspect of me. And I guess now it's kind of shifting into this new gear of I feel like at some point in time when I start streaming too much and I start investing a lot more time into stream, I think there's an aspect of me that slowly but surely gets atrophied in a way that I don't experience the outside. I'm not able to, you know, go outside. I'm not able to, what is it? I'm not able to do a lot of things that I want to do solely because I'm too busy just streaming. Yeah. I think touching grass is equally as important, you know, like wholeheartedly. If you need to, or actually not even need to, the way that I look at it, right, is basically there is a lot of life experience that you kind of need. And something that I realized is when it comes to like streaming in particular and just talking and just doing all these different things, all of it really stems from like the fact that like I'd like to imagine that I'm well socialized. I go outside, I enjoy different types of media, I enjoy different parts of different cultures. I just do a lot of different things that really broaden my worldview that allows me to have an opinion on a variety of different things. And that gives me the chance to talk about that and impart that opinion onto you guys as well. And that is to say, like, I will never let my opinion of things be super set in stone either. You know what I mean? I think it's wholeheartedly, a lot of the time, I will consume a lot of media from a variety of different things. And that is solely because and if it is something that's relatively like quote unquote like controversial either, it's mostly to challenge my own worldview and to understand what exactly it is, and as to why do people think this is right, and why do I think it's right? And it's all part of sorry, I'm trying my best to like try and articulate this the best that I can. There's an aspect of learning and growing that comes with challenging yourself and to properly exercise empathy in that department. Because anyone and everyone can do this thing of like, oh my God, it's like, this goes against my beliefs. They're wrong. Go fuck yourself. You know? So the way that I look at it is to always try different things and try to understand how different things function in order to broaden my worldview to the best of my ability. Yeah. After everything's calmed down, maybe you can spend some time cycling somewhere different to just get a breath of fresh air. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I try to go every morning when I can. Like I go to the gym. I try to just take out my fixed gear, have a good time, go through the city, get lunch. It's nice though, recently. Like I've had the opportunity to finally bust out my fixed gear, go downtown, grab lunch, come back, stream, go to sleep. Would you want to travel? I do want to travel, actually. It's something that I've kind of not had the opportunity to do so. Mostly because, you know, I won't lie, you know, like was never in a place financially to do so. And I mean, granted, I'm not going to say that like NIJISANJI is going to put me in that position necessarily either, but I would like to in the future. I'd like to be able to do so when I can, just so I have the opportunity to experience it and, you know, be a more well-rounded person, quote unquote. Yeah. Do you have a bucket list? I mean, I'd love to still go to Japan. I think that's still like the number one of this is what I want to experience before I kick my bucket, quote unquote. But honestly, like, I'd love to see what it's like in... Ooh, I don't know. I'd love to see the generic, like, sightseeing places as well in particular. You know, whether that be going to fucking Florida or to, like, New York or to, like, the middle of nowhere, Kansas. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of these different places that... Not to say that they have like a reputation either. Like it's wholeheartedly like those are like the tourist hotspots. Tourist core, yeah, you can call it that. But I think it's like to experience those things and to then tell funny stories later. CLAWMAO, not Florida? No, I think Florida's funny because then you can just say like crazy shit happened and it's like, I was there. Though, if anything, if there's anything that I want to do, actually, it is, I just want to go to an onsen. Also, June, thank you so much for this. I really want to go to an onsen. That is all I want. I want to I want to get butt ass naked and just dip in hot water and cook. I think it's gonna be awesome when I have the chance to do so, because all I want to do is feel relaxed with my boys. I don't know. It's interesting. Like I wanted to try it. I like the sauna now as is. Genuinely, like after the gym, pretty much every day before I ever record, actually. So any day, well, actually this is every day. I was gonna say like, oh, this is for when I record, but it's actually just every day. Basically my routine goes, it's wake up, go to the gym, do like half an hour of, do like a mile walk basically, and then go in the sauna. And then that's what I do pretty much every day before I record. I will almost always do that to, one, clear up my throat, and two, let my nasal breathe just a little bit to the best I can. Yeah. With my boys as the point? True. The boys. I'd love to, and I think that's the other thing, right? I'm not really big on solo traveling. I would go solo travel though, like wholeheartedly. Like I don't think I'm opposed to it. But I do think, what is it? My brain shut down for a second. I do think doing it with people adds a lot of value in the sense that I now share this event in time with another person. I now have spent, you know, maybe like a week of my life with another person experiencing the same things and doing the things that I had set out to do with someone else. And I will remember that for a long, long time because of it. So I think that's why traveling with people as opposed to traveling alone is a little more rewarding in that department. However, that is to say, like, you can still do a lot of things that you want to do on your own. I think some people, not neglect, but some people kind of like glaze over the fact that, like, yeah, you can probably just go to like restaurants on your own, by the way. Like, trust me when I say, like, I eat out on my own time all the time. I go out to, if I ever want to like try a new restaurant in particular, and when I do have the opportunity to, like, I will save up, I will save up like a good amount of money just to have the opportunity to try different things for myself, if that makes sense. Like, I will go and just find a new place. Does it look good? Is it all right? I'll go on my own. I eat McDonald's alone. I also eat McDonald's alone, and that's okay. You know, you don't ever have to like bring people around for fucking McDonald's either. Yeah, there's just a lot of activities that, you know, I think a lot of people tried to just be like, oh my God, I can't do this without people. I can't do this without like my friends. I can't do this without X, Y, and Z. And it's like, it's perfectly reasonable to just do it on your own. I do think travel together can tell a person's real personality inside. That is true, actually. That is true, because then you can understand what it's like to see someone who's so out of their element and out of their comfort zone, to understand like how they handle these types of situations. Yeah. I think being able to properly relish in your own alone time is very important. I think eating alone is fine. Yeah, eating alone is fine. The only reason I would want to go is with friends is because I have anxiety. I think that's something... okay. I won't lie. You know, when I was younger, I definitely was very, very much so ridden with a lot of social anxiety, actually. Like, and it's crazy to say, because obviously the Claude that you guys see now is loud. He's obnoxious. He's really like trying his best to do all these different things with different people. He's trying to be social. He's trying to do X, Y, and Z. But that doesn't change the fact that, you know, younger Claude and who I am in the past is most definitely someone who was very, introverted, very closed off, didn't want to talk to anybody, thought, you know, I will only ever really talk to like 2 people, meh, you know. And that is to say, it took a lot. It took a lot of doing a lot of different things. And it took a lot of just finding what my comfort zone was and still pushing past it. And even then, like, I don't think you guys understand, like, I wasn't nearly as social as I was until maybe like 3-4 years ago either. Like, I was still equally so, as much like super socially anxious until I was maybe like end of high school. Like, I was really closed off, and I really only kept to a good, like, close circle of friends. And even now, I think now, especially, like, now I've taken the time to buckle up and try to do new things, try to go out more. Fuck, man, like, I've even gone out to, like, I don't know, man. It's crazy to think, and I think about it sometimes. Well, I got invited to a party, and I went for once. And throughout all my life, I just was never the type to go party or anything like that. I was never the type to get invited out to like the cool kid hangouts, you know what I mean? So it was a very, very new experience for me. But at the same time, because it was a new experience, that didn't change the fact that, you know, I think I will never change or get over my anxiety if I don't do the things that scare me the most. So that's my take on, and obviously it is much more different for, you know, everybody. Everyone has their own individual experience with this type of social anxiety. But that is to say, it is almost always going to be like a work in progress, where you will have the opportunity to kind of, to grow more so. The anxiety of it will always lessen over time. And that is solely because of the efforts that you put into trying to be more social, trying to be more outgoing, trying to just talk to people. Yeah. It takes some courage to do things every little step you take to grow, so you should be proud of. Yeah. And I think that's something that I myself need to do better about, in terms of recognizing that, like, I have done a lot to be in the position that I am right now. So that's my view on it, especially. Like, I've been trying really hard to figure out, you know, do I truly, and I guess I do have like a big case of like imposter syndrome that still prevails me no matter where I am. You know, sometimes I'm like, did I even really go to university? Did I really study that much? Did I get into like NIJISANJI? Like, I wholeheartedly am always unsure whether or not I truly deserve anything of what I do now, because a lot of the time it just doesn't feel like I've put in 110% when I realistically could have. And that's where I'd imagine some other people would too. You regret a lot because you feel like you could have done more. You regret because you had the opportunity to do more. So there's only really 2 things that you can do in that scenario, right? You can either look back and say, okay, well, or you can mope about it. You can just be sad, just like, oh, fuck, I could have done more. I should have done more. Or you can just buckle up and go next. And I think that's something that I've taken to heart more so now, of realizing I just need to do the thing and go next. Because at the very least, I can now move on with myself and approach the next thing that I want to do better. Yeah. It's difficult. And I think a lot of people will, you know, like, drag themselves through the mud because of it. However, I think... Sorry, hold up. I have a burp that won't... There we go. It is difficult because it's not something that you can flip a switch. And I think and a lot of the time, I think a lot of people will probably imagine a lot of these things as super binary. It's not like yes or no in this case. I think a lot of people will almost always have this time in their lives that they will basically be like, I'm so unsure whether or not I'm doing the right thing. And equally as so, I'd like to imagine that anytime we are doing something that we're trying to do, or like that we want to do, you are doing it to the best of your ability at that given moment. And I think that's something that a lot of people, and me especially, that I had to learn, was forgiveness more than anything. I think I can regret a lot of things, and I can feel bad about a lot of things. But at the same time, it's understanding, you know, there's only so much that I could have necessarily done at this given point in time. And it's asking myself, you know, was this truly the best that I could have done? If it wasn't, then GG, go next. I will do better next time. But if it truly was a circumstantial thing where that was the best that I could have done in that given moment, like say for example, like I was bombarded with projects, but I still had a final to do, and I could barely study, but I studied the best that I could have with the amount of time that I had, and I did like okay on the final, then that's fine by me, because it's understanding like I did what I could at that time. So it's those types of things, and it's being able to forgive yourself for a lot of the things actually that are just frankly out of your control. It's stuff that you feasibly could not have changed. Yeah. Meow. As long as you give it all, no matter the result, you should be proud of yourself. I think that's something. Well, okay. I think that's another thing, right? Like I will almost always like try to give myself the reminders as much as I can too, especially. And I think a lot of people will always. I think there is a level at which people will almost always try to say like, "Oh, are you okay? You're talking about these things. You like, are you sure?" And I think a lot of people tend to put this idea of like, if I am talking about stuff that I personally believe in, or rather, what is it, about my personal growth and about, you know, where I come from or how I'm trying to change myself, or the types of things that I personally am not struggling with, but this is just the focus at which that I'm looking at. I'm fine. I think that's something that a lot of people tend to shy away from and attach this very like negative connotation of like, oh, you must be struggling if you're talking about these things. And that's something that I think a lot of like, and the reason why I try to bring up a lot of these more, not serious topics, I guess, I would want to say a little more so in regards to mental health and just personal growth, is because it's something that I genuinely believe in. It's something that when it comes to the fact that like a lot of these things come from the fact that I myself am able to recognize this has been a stepping stone for me. And I believe that this experience helped me move forward. You know, I think that is why I want to talk about it more. And I love being able to talk about self-reflection. I love to be introspective because more so than anything right now, I am in a position where I want to drive myself to grow as much as I can. So having these discussions for me grounds me in the sense that like, okay, I need to be able to understand and properly talk about the things that I'm learning in order to internalize it the best that I can. Yeah. I don't know. I think anybody can say like, bro's just feeling too much, but whatever. I like to imagine that like a lot of I tend to do a lot more often. I tend to talk about these things when I have the opportunity to do so because it's just what I'm interested in. So Antada, thank you so much for the super hugs for everyone. Everyone is doing great. Wow, thank you for talking about this. Hey, no problem, no problem. And I don't know, like, I guess that's the other thing, right? Like, when it's down tempo like this is just what I talk about. I think it is wholeheartedly. I like to feel things. I like to, like, really sit down and reflect and acknowledge and be grateful for, you know, the things that have happened and the people who are here, obviously. For real, really need that wake-up call? Yeah, like, I think, I don't, and it's a weird thing, because I don't ever really want to purport, like, I'm only ever going to talk about introspection, I'm only ever going to do these types of things, or, you know, it's always going to be, like, a serious topic like this. I believe in honesty, and I believe in a lot of, you know, being open and transparent when it comes to the way that I'm feeling. And I think more often than not, like, I will say straight up, like, dog, I don't think I can handle this right now. Because I think it's really dumb if I'm going to put on this really sour face, or rather, you know, and yeah, have my, that's what the mask is, you know what I mean? It's like, I think it's really dumb to try and hide myself behind a facade that I don't think is true to myself. And on top of that, like, I personally don't believe in pushing myself beyond what I'm capable of if it comes at the cost of my own mental. For example, like, if I'm really not feeling it, I'm not going to do it. If I'm truly too exhausted to do it, then I won't do it. Because I think it's just not me. And I don't want to give a poor representation of me either. Also, Amelia, thank you so much for the soup. I appreciate it. I don't know. I've taken a lot of time to think about, like, you know, what it was that I wanted to show on stream and what it is that I wanted to do more than anything. And I think it came down to the idea of, and actually more so, and I will say this, like, a lot of people, and a lot of the time when I was thinking about it, it was just, oh, you should be, you seem so suspicious. You look sus. You look like like X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know how much I actually want to, like, play into that necessarily. I'd want to just be as genuine as I can be. And that's it. Yeah. Well, almost 7 a.m. 7 a.m. But I don't know. Again, like, this is far and few in between. You're so emotionally mature and that makes me mad? No, I think I still have a lot of room to grow. I wholeheartedly believe that I am not in the position that I want to be at yet. I'm still upset with myself when it comes to, like, my voice and everything. I'm still upset with the way that the back room could have been better. And I'm still upset with the fact that, like, I should really record stuff because, guys, I'm gonna, oh, you know what I mean? They're coming after me. So, you know, I still need to do better in order to be more comfortable with accepting my, for example, like, vocal takes, you know, be okay with that. And you accept that some things just get uploaded and I don't have any room after that. Like, I can't touch it after that. It's out there. And if people enjoy it, people enjoy it. If people don't, people don't. And removing the idea of, like, the value of my product is a reflection of the value of myself. At the end of the day, it's only really a culmination of the efforts that I put in, as well as others, but that shouldn't fully 100% reflect the person that I am. Yeah. I'm curious, since you talk of the need and want to be introspective, do you keep a journal? Ironically, not anymore. I think at some point in time, it got a little overwhelming because I just couldn't find the time to do so. I couldn't find the time to sit down and just write for maybe like 10-15 minutes because I was just like, so I did it for maybe like 2-3 days and I struggled because I would forget and I would beat myself up for forgetting. And that was an issue because I don't think if I'm adding a activity to my routine, I don't think it should dampen the efforts that I'm putting in. It shouldn't ruin my mood. It shouldn't make me upset because I missed it. So I just stopped, basically. What is it? I stopped okay, the TLDR is I stopped because me missing it made me feel bad. So I just stopped doing it. But that didn't change the fact that like I still thought about these things and I still verbalized it to the best of my ability. Yeah. I think it's tricky. It is very like it is difficult to keep up with. And that's why like I just don't do anymore. I used to, but now I've grown older. It became stressful to even write anything. I don't know. I think I've slowly tried. Hi, Cloud. It's my first time joining stream after my finals week. I hope finals went well for you. I hope you did well, and I hope you came out of them okay. You're a great motivational speaker, Lamp. I need to get the lamp today, actually, because I've been putting it off. I was supposed to go yesterday, but then we played Overwatch, so I was like, fuck. I'm so glad I don't have finals anymore. Is it really finals week for people? Is that time? I thought it was in like December. Been lurking for a while, and all I can say is you're one of the most relatable streamers I've met, per se. I talk about a lot of things. I think about, you know, how I want to live my life and how I want to operate a lot of things. Lamp? You don't have a lamp right now? No, we've been over this. I was supposed to go yesterday, but I just didn't because I was playing Overwatch. And I was like, fuck. I have to get it because there's a bit that I need to do and I'm so, I have to fucking get it. Homies are the priorities? Yeah. Homies are priorities. Kind of miss exams. I hate my working routine. I don't miss exams, in fact. I think exams suck. I was never a test taker, by the way. Tests are hard. I can't do it. I can't do it. I am so bad when it comes to like written exams, like yeah, actually that's it. Like I just can't take tests. I'm really bad. Tests stress me out and I think too much about it. And I think too much about it after, and all it really does is just give me a bad feeling. Now exams are over, I have no idea what I should do with all my free time because I basically graduated. Take a break. I think something that I really... Oh, I kind of regret not doing this, actually. I kind of regret not taking a break after I graduated because... honestly, that is the most free that I was at the time. To just relax. Just take a moment to like chill the fuck out because oh my god. Getting like immediately jumping into job hunting is probably the most stressful time of your fucking life because you have no guarantees. You have no way of guaranteeing yourself an interview. You have no way of telling whether or not they actually want you, or you have no way of telling if they even saw your application to begin with. It's okay to take maybe like I'd want to say like the minimum is maybe like a week or two at least, but like take a decent amount of time and let yourself feel comfortable, but understand like you do need to go back to job hunting, by the way. Like it at most what I gave my when I immediately graduated I was like fuck I gotta go, so I immediately started applying for like everything at the time. And I will say that much. It was probably the most stressful time for me, especially because it was just sending out applications every day, hoping for the best, and eventually, like nothing landed. Nothing landed. The market was just not good for me, and I was like, oh shit. Glad I got absorbed in the company at internships in, but I definitely regret not being able to take a break because I started work before grad. Yeah, like, well, okay, which inherently like is not a bad thing necessarily, but I do think you having the guarantee of work is really, really good. Trust me. You may miss out on like a small break, but at the very least, you have the security. And I think that is much, much better than anything else. I think you need to treat yourself. Yeah, yeah. Like, oh my God. The break can be super stressful for this very same reason. Yeah, because it feels like, the thing being is like, what is it? What's the right word? It's wholeheartedly like, because it feels stagnant, you kind of hit this moment of like, you just mentally cannot allow yourself the break because you don't have that sense of security. So you're anxious about the fact that like, oh shit, I'm not doing anything to like secure something right now. And it's hard. So like, again, like mentally allowing yourself that time to just reset is pretty important before you go into the job hunt mode. Facts. I'm already dying in college. I don't know how I'm going to survive the job industry. I think surviving in college is, on one hand, difficult. On the other hand, not so much difficult. In hindsight, it's not difficult. I think there comes a point in time where you kind of realize like where you're allocating a lot of your time to. And if you really sit down and identify where you're spending your time and what exactly you're doing, you do realize that like there's a lot of time you're wasting. Trust me. There's a lot of time that you're just not doing anything. And you will like inherently, if you fully recognize that, you'll be able to optimize yourself really, really well. Trust me. I work part-time and I feel like there's something else for me out there, but I don't want to quit my job. Thoughts? Okay. So this is something that I've thought about for a long time. Something that a lot of other people who tend to chase their passions have to kind of experience as well. You need something to keep yourself afloat. You need something to pay the bills. You need something to pay rent. You need something to put food on the table. You can still go out and chase the thing that you want to do. And if you feel like that's your passion, then you should by all means keep going and trying for it. And I'll use this in the example of voice acting. A lot of the time, when you're first starting out, you have no guarantee of landing any VO work right out the gate. You have no guarantee of landing whatever role it is. And it's gonna be hard. It's difficult. Because you're only gonna, and if you ever do get picked up, like for your first starting roles, you're not gonna get paid a lot. And that's not gonna pay your bills. And then better yet, you just don't know when your second role is gonna be. And it sucks. So at the very least, if that is your goal, and if your goal is to transition into something else, at the very least, you should still be doing something part-time to keep yourself afloat. It's wholeheartedly, and I will always repeat this, have something that will support you before you go out and chase your passions. And that is the safe way to do it. If you really believe, and if you truly think that it's feasible more than anything to sustain yourself off your passions right at the gate, make a very calculated gamble. Like, you can take that risk, and it's going to be hard. But I do think, you should go into it with a very calculated, and you understand. Okay, the risks have to be very calculated, and you understand what you're getting yourself into. You need to be realistic with these things. A lot of the time, there are a lot of people who go into like certain things, and they're just like, oh my God, like I'm gonna do X, I'm gonna do so well, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. I think what is it? Sorry, my train of thought is like trying to like get back on track because I feel like I was just repeating the same fucking thing like 4 times. It's straight up like, actually no, that's pretty much it. I can't really purport like anything else. Like I can't really expand on this solely because like that's the bottom line. Just understand what you're getting into, learn the risks, and make informed decisions. And I think that's the other thing. The key word is informed decisions. All right. Don't do dumb things. And if you know it's dumb, understand that like there will be consequences probably. Okay. Like, okay, it's the same thought of like, okay, it might be stupid, but if it's kind of hype, fuck it, bro. Like it's those types of situations. Like I'm not absolved of like doing stupid shit just for fun. You know what I mean? Like I too am. I'm just a guy. Like I also do a lot of dumb shit just because I think it's funny. Was it probably the best idea? No, but fuck it. Just remember you should be a TED speaker one day. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'd love to be able to do like cool, like, you know, what is it? What's the right word? Public speaking, I guess, is like the most generic one to go about it with. Also, okay, someone said no one starts big unless you're a Nepo baby. I think it's such a stupid idea, but also, okay, so there's 2 things, right? A lot of the time, and I will say this, a lot of the time, it's such a weird thing to address solely because it's like, the way that I've always looked at it is I have always fucking dragged myself through the mud to get anything of what I've done. Like, it sucks to say, but like, dude, you fight tooth and fucking nail for it. However, that is to say, a lot of the time when it comes to like the word Nepo baby, or like not even that, it's straight up like, and I guess this is more so to like voice acting stuff. It's straight up like, you can just talk to people. You know what I mean? You can just talk to people, and sure, there might not be an opportunity for you at the moment. Like, for example, like, oh, you know, you ask someone who's like already in like a lab position and you're like, do you have spots in your lab? And they're like, oh no, we're not really looking right now. But I mean, in the future, if you want, then fuck man, like I'll contact you again. And it's not like I'm like begging for a job either, you know, straight up. It's just me asking like, you know, are you guys looking for anyone? Like I do this, this, and this, and you know, I think I'd be a pretty good fit. It's wholeheartedly all about like putting yourself out there and like trying to make these like genuine connections with people, and them recognizing, like thinking like, hey, I think I remember this guy looking for this opportunity. Maybe you should consider him. Maybe you should think about him. Yeah. That is to say, oh my God. Okay. Networking is such an interesting thing because you, and I guess I'm now just going to talk about fucking college basically. God. Okay. College is the opportunity to do so. College is wholeheartedly the position that you're in. You need to go and network because it will make job hunting 10 times fucking easier if you straight up just talk to people and try to have a genuine relationship with them and show them that you are interested in doing X, Y, or Z. If you are a software engineer, for example, like straight up, if you like what? Oh my God, let me think. Say, for example, someone is working on a project and they are all like at the X company, right? You just straight up like, hey, you're working on this project. Are you looking for team members right now? And they're like, no, you know, we're not really expanding right now, but you know, what do you do? What do you do? And you're like, oh, you know, I do a lot of like backend stuff. I do a lot of JavaScript stuff. And they're like, oh, well, I'm not really considering right now, but hey, would you want to do like, would you be interested if I talk to you later about this? And they're like, yeah, for sure. You exchange contacts and that's that. Dude, like wholeheartedly, if you need You need to make friends. You need to make these connections. And whether or not they be super personal or whether they be much more professional in that matter, it's so important to do so. Because all you're really doing is just like saying like, hey, I'm available. Please. I'm just a guy. Pick me up. Fuck it, bro. Yeah. I don't know. I also regret it too. Not gonna lie. Like I say this now. I say this now because it's wholeheartedly like I did not talk about, or rather, like I did not network nearly as much when I was in university as well, because I was also very scared, and I still had that like sense of like social anxiety that I just could not get over at the time. So it's tough, but I mean, it is something that I think will inherently benefit you later down the line for sure. I'm currently suffering it like right now, like suffering it right now, like for real. Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that like even if you're out of university, the thing being is like when you're in university, it is like the prime time to do so for sure. But even if you're out of university, like straight up, like you go to like, and I will say like there are events for a lot of different things. Dude, just talk to people. Fuck, man, like you can go to bars if anything, and that shit will also get you places too. You know the right places, like you know where people hang out, like fuck, man. It gets much easier. Social skills are a muscle you can work out. Absolutely. Like it is wholeheartedly something that you need to practice, and communication itself is more so a muscle where and yeah, I guess I'm repeating it, but it's wholeheartedly something that you need to actively work out and actively try to improve at. Otherwise it will lessen and deteriorate over time. Any advice for someone that struggles with small talk? Small talk is hard. Small talk is genuinely is hard, and you're not going to get used to it like right out the gate. I think small talk is something that you kind of just need to learn, and also learn the nuances of, basically. The way that I've always looked at it is you need to be able to leave room for the other person to want to continue that small talk. You need to be able to kind of give them the stage in order to try to find something to bounce off of. Does this make sense? The way that I look at it is, for example, say I am talking to someone new and I ask them like, you know, hey, you know, how's your day? You know, what are you up to lately? Is there anything in particular that, you know, you were kind of doing earlier? And this can be difficult because I'm throwing out 3 different things that I think they have the opportunity to try and tackle. They can say like, oh, my day's good, you know, or, oh, like, you know, I did this today, or, oh, I'm really into X thing right now. So giving them options is the most important part. And sometimes people will kind of fall flat of like, oh, it's good. And I'm just, it's like, it's a little hard from there. So you throw another feeler. It's effectively like trying to catch fish. You try and find ways to get them to bite at something. You try and get them to basically respond in a way that you then can make another conversation out of. For example, like, oh, you know, I happen to, you know, recently I've been watching a lot of VTubers, and it's like, oh, you're into VTubers, you know, like, is there anyone in particular that you're interested in? Like, do you happen to watch like specific games? Do you usually just watch like just chat, like, you know, just Satsu streamers and stuff like that? It's absolutely, then you can let them talk. That way it removes the need for you to do a lot of the heavy lifting, basically. Kind of dig into like what you, try to find what they are very interested in, because they will want to talk about it most of the time. Does this make sense? People just want to talk, and I think that's fine, dude. Yeah. Reminds me of that guy who was trying to make small talk in my Valor game, asking how are y'all, and when nobody replied, he was like, hey, let's talk, and I said, yeah, what am I supposed to answer with? I don't know. Well, yeah, it's pretty much that. It's most definitely like, when you say how are y'all, it really doesn't leave anything to work with, right? It is most absolutely like you just need to straight up be like, you got to be on some dumb shit, all I'm saying. And if you're wanting to do it with Valorant, just do some dumb shit. I don't know how to level up from good classmates to actual friends. Define good classmates. Because obviously, fucking, what is it? There is a specific level at which you will probably have enough common ground for you to like just be friends after that. Unless they are very like abrasive is the thing. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain that one. It's straight up like it will naturally happen, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And if you really do want to be friends, then you need to try and take initiative and like kind of nudge them in a way for them to also like equally as much want that friendship. Yeah. Find common interests outside of school. That is actually huge though. Like wholeheartedly, like you need to just find something else that's not school related, and you will be more friends. You will be good friends after that. Most people around me are complete normies. I think, oh my God. You just have to put on the normie hoodie is all I'm saying. You need to force yourself to be a normie for a little bit, and then you can go back to being your omega weeaboo self on your own time. The way I made my friends is an extrovert adopted me and brought more extroverts in the group. I don't know. I think it's a tough thing to say, because there's an aspect of it that's like, I don't believe in the whole like, oh my God, they're an extrovert, I'm an introvert. I think everyone is fully capable of being social and having normal conversation, because that doesn't change the fact that even if you're introverted, like trust me, you still want to talk about like a lot of the things that you want to talk about. Sure, you might have like a lower social battery, quote unquote, but that just means you like to tend to yourself a little bit more. I think the word extrovert and introvert just gets thrown around as such a like umbrella term for someone who's much more social and someone who's not. And I think it is inherently, I don't know. I think people misconstrue it and people dumb it down a little too much, to an extent that like it kind of loses its meaning. At least that's how I see it. That's how I see it. I force myself to be social and talk to my classmates when they want to talk. It worked, but I can still feel moments when I need to recharge and social back. But that's okay. That's okay. You need moments like that. Like, I think you're perfectly like, it's perfectly reasonable to just straight up like need to pull back, and that's okay. There's this idea in psychology about how friendships happen through naturalistically spending time with each other for a purpose outside of the objective of becoming friends. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the other part of it, right? It's like straight up, you will get closer with a lot of people if you're just doing things together. And not to say like, oh my God, we had this long talk. I had to talk with my friend about this, where it was like parallel play in like Discord calls where you like all screen share, you know, what you're doing, like whether you're working or just like playing a game or stuff like that. It's just it was such an interesting thing we were talking about. Online age makes it hard to spend time naturally with people. A lot of the time the process feels unnatural because you don't actually have a reason to be with each other. That is true, because a lot of the time like the internet occupies ourselves in such a way that we just, you know, we find ways to distract ourselves on our own time. We find ways to just slowly, you know, cut ourselves off from other people because there's no reason to talk to other people because we're not bored anymore. I think boredom kind of drives a lot of these things where it's like, it drives you to do the things that you don't want to do because you just don't have anything else to fill that void. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. I see like 2 different questions. All right. So actually more like 3. Okay. Claude, how do I become friends with this guy without dipping into romantic territory? You need to set boundaries. You need to straight up just say like, or like at some point in time, just be like, you know, be friendly, be cool, hang out with them. But you need to be intent and say like, this is not a romantic thing. Like I straight up just want to be friends. And people need to get it through their fucking heads. If you are a girl and you want to be friends with a guy, I'm telling you this right now. Do not, like, you need to be very straightforward, because straight up most dudes need to be told outright. You need to be very upfront, because a lot of dudes will not read in between the fucking lines. A lot of dudes will try and oh my God. They will take a lot of things that you do and try to attach a different meaning to it. And it's really stupid, because 90% of the time it's not. Like, girl, you just need to buckle the fuck up and just say, I don't want to date you, or this is not what I'm looking for, or I'm not looking for a relationship. Like, just that. The same thing goes with, oh my God. I think it's so annoying. It's so annoying whenever I hear these things, because I always have like other friends who are just like, oh my God, it's like, I don't talk to him anymore because like X, Y, and Z, and it's like, oh, he also was coming on to me, and I was like, you know, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because obviously, she like, listen, girls, my girlies, I know you motherfuckers then proceed to go and be like, yeah, but then I spent like, you know, like a full day in call with him, and then we just duo queued Valorant all day, or like, oh, and all we did was just talk for like 6-7 hours, just, you know, in our DM call by ourselves. I don't know why he thinks I'm interested in him though. And it's like, girl, you're just giving him the wrong signs. It's cool to spend time with him, but like, you need to not do that. You need to let him know. Oh my fucking God. Listen, I know you fucking, like, you guys think, oh, it's just because we're friends, and it's like, oh, it's just because he likes hanging out. You guys are fucking, listen, all you do is just give each other the wrong fucking idea, and then there's drama, you motherfuckers. Oh my God, every single fucking time I've had to hear this, like, you guys do not understand. I wouldn't call it girls are dense. I would call people are just really bad at communicating these things sometimes. Okay, there's another one. Okay, question. How do you know people are uncomfortable or are comfortable around you? Like, because like when I show up in my friend group, they go a bit silent and I always think I'm a burden in the group. So genuinely, I don't know. Okay, so this can be a tricky one. Because a lot of the time, if that's the case, you know, you just don't know whether or not they're comfortable with you. And that's not something that you should force yourself to try to understand either. At the same time, that doesn't change the fact that you should try to make them uncomfortable, or like try to make them comfortable. But it's more so like, you know, get a feel for how they are as a person, get a feel for, you know, what exactly it is that they like to do or like are comfortable talking about. And obviously some people are a little less prone to being outright social with other people. You know what I mean? It's wholeheartedly like, people will warm up to you, and it sucks that sometimes you might feel like an outcast or you might feel like a burden, but it's wholeheartedly like, sometimes it just means that people are probably, they don't know you like that. You know what I mean? It's the same way how like, if people are gonna fuck with me, you know what I mean? Like we hang out or something like that, and they make like a really like weird joke that I am not comfortable with. You know what I mean? Then it's like, it's straight up just me being like, you know, yo, we're not chill like that. I'm very vocal about this type of stuff. Like if you're trying to make a joke that I'm not cool with, like, we're not chill like that. Sorry. But that's the thing. A lot of people are not. People won't say these things. People inherently will just choose to go silent. Some people will just try to avoid it. Some people will like just shy their eyes away. Yeah, in general, it's not morally wrong for you to notice someone is uncomfortable. Yeah, that's fine. Like you can just basically like identify these types of things. But, you know. I feel like I'm being called out. No. Even though communication is key, people can still keep doing it if that makes you uncomfortable, or despite telling them they need the boundaries. I think it's one thing, right? So here's the thing. When it comes to like communicating, and if people are then proceeding to then cross that boundary after you've already said, you know, you're uncomfortable, then that just means that they are not they're not listening. Sorry. Then you have every right to not want to be friends with them. The thing here is that a lot of people will inherently automatically go, I don't want to talk to this person because they may be uncomfortable. Whereas it's like you did not verbalize it whatsoever. So they then do not have the opportunity to properly understand that. And it's like, because now you leave no room for anything to happen. You now have basically closed that door immediately because you just decided, you know, is what it is. Whereas, for example, like someone can be probably pretty understanding about it. Some people can be very like, hey, you know, I'm not cool with that. And they're like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. It's the same way of like, you know, when Wilson was talking about his friend, you know, like his friend realized he crossed a line. His friend apologized for it. And it's those types of things where it's like, being able to communicate again in post whether or not they did cross that boundary. And you can choose whether or not you want to forgive them or not. Yeah. That's my take on it. If you see red flags, make your decisions. Jesus Christ. The time, it's 7:30. Okay. I should probably go to the gym. I should probably go be healthy and normal. Reading people is also a skill, and you get better at skills by doing it and making mistakes. Being in VC is a completely different skill set to IRL. A lot of information is lost. No, I wouldn't say information is lost. I think VC in comparison to in-person activities is so different because there's so much more to social skills, right? It's more so like, for example, you will never be like, body language is an entirely different thing you need to be aware of when it comes to social scenarios in comparison to just voice text, where like people can just go mute, or people can just stop talking, or people can just, you have no visual cue basically, and you need to run entirely off of like auditory information. So I do agree. It is a very different landscape for sure. Yeah, body language is much more telling in comparison, and it's also entirely because a lot of people are not at all very like aware of what they're doing. Especially, I'm guilty of this. Especially, oh my god, it's something that I myself try to practice more so than anything. Whenever I'm doing stuff outside, or if I need to do like, you know, how do I want to present myself? I think that was like, I had a whole arc where basically, whenever I had to practice giving presentations, or whenever I had to practice doing, say for example, like certain takes and stuff like that, I would do this thing where I would record myself doing whatever it was for like 5 minutes or so, or like talking, or doing that take. And I would do like 3 things. And I stole this from a fucking guy who does a lot of communication stuff. Basically, it's, you watch the video with no sound, you listen to the video with no video, so audio only, and then you watch both at the same time. The point being is that you want to, one, watch for how your body moves and what that looks like visually. Then you listen to it in a way that like you can identify, you know, how do I sound vocally? What am I presenting here? What is the auditory image that I'm giving off at this point? And then you combine the two. You combine the two, and then you slowly but surely identify the very, very small, intricate details of how you present yourself. And you can fine tune it in a way that you see fit. That's something that I do pretty actively when it comes to the way that I speak and the way that I mostly just the way I speak. I don't do it nearly as much for body language anymore, just because like I don't go outside that often unless it's for the gym. So yeah, is what it is. It's the same way, like I try my best to, when I notice it, a lot of the time when I'm streaming for long periods of time, you'll notice that my nose gets clogged up really hard. So I need to try and, I try my best to pull back, or I try my best to speak clear, because I know that like that really like very gross snotty sound can really stick through when I listen back to VODs in particular. I don't know. I'm very, very like caught like I think about these things pretty often. I mean, that's the ideal situation, right? So many people feel offended after you approach them saying you're uncomfortable with their actions. If they feel offended, then you have every right to just drop them. Like straight up, if they're offended by them crossing your boundary, then you can tell them to fuck off. You don't need them around. Doesn't matter who they are. Do you have any gym buddies? I have a couple friends who I used to go with, but they all go in like the evening. But because I go in the morning on my own, it's hard to catch them now. I sometimes, on occasion, I'll go for like 2 sessions. So I'll go to the gym twice, but it's pretty rare now, to be honest. Is it busy in the morning? Not really. Not really. Do you chew ice? I chew ice. I'm an ice chewer. Did you start going to the gym with the trainer first? No, I went with a friend and he taught me everything. And then eventually I just kept going on my own. I remember you going to the gym at 5 a.m. Is it like midnight at your place? No. I woke up super late because obviously yesterday was fucking crazy. So I haven't had... I woke up kind of late and I was like, fuck it. I might as well just fucking stream first and then I'll go to the gym. Because at the very least, like I am doing the collab later. I have like the afternoon free, so I might as well do it. Want to go to the gym, but so bad, but alone be scary. I mean, you learn. You learn. I'm anemic, so the ice chewer is built in me. What the fuck? Is that a thing? Claude, a gym boy, and a Valorant marksman, I see. I just like to... I'm just trying to be a guy. I gotta go jog now, but this is cozy. I want to stay. I think you should just go, because I'm gonna go soon, too. Yeah. I'm very self-conscious when it comes to going to the gym. I think everyone is, and it sucks. But that's why going with friends or keeping people who can go with you to keep yourself accountable is so much nicer. Like everyone wholeheartedly like will either doing their own thing or they just don't care. Now, what's your favorite cardio? I mean, I cycle and I box, but honestly, right now all I really do is like half an hour on the treadmill, max incline for like half an hour. At like 2 speed. So I do like a mile. You're not just a guy, you seem cracked as far as I heard. I went with a friend back to the gym because I couldn't find one I could stick with. Ooh. I just do runs and workouts at home since I'm anxious about going to the gym. I think that's fine though. I think some people definitely are like, if you're not comfortable with it, like you don't have to force yourself, But I would always recommend, like, if you have the opportunity to do so, like, just go for it. The gym is a nice place. Generally, no one's like fucking crazy. And I think a lot of like I think internet basically kind of purports this weird concept that people are going to be fucking weird to you. Trust me, like no one gives a shit. As long as you're okay, then no one else is going to like give you shit for it. Trust me. Like, I can tell you right now, like, a lot of the dudes, when I was first starting out and I was trying to, like, learn the bench, too, you know, I wanted to learn how to bench, like, I struggled really, really hard to bench, what is it? I couldn't get 185 for a while, and I remember there was this dude who repped, like, 315. I was like, holy shit. And he saw that I was struggling, and he basically was like, hey, you need help. And that to me was like, oh shit, yeah. And he spotted me and I was like, oh, and he taught me a lot of form stuff. And it's one of those things of like, people will try to help you sometimes. People will be nice. I've only had good experiences at the gym. I will tell you that much. If they see you struggling, they will definitely try to, you know, I don't know the right word. I mean, for me, like, he corrected my form. He gave me a lot of good advice. He basically just told me, like, you should do this, you should do that. You know, if you want to work on this specific muscle, like, do these types of things. And for me, too, like, I also did it with, I want to say, like, I don't know. There's a lot of times where I see a lot of, like, younger guys, too, especially, like, they struggle a lot with form. And seeing these things, seeing them do it improperly and, like, trying to push, like, much heavier weight than they should, you know, I feel inclined to do the same of just like, hey, let's learn this the right way. And, you know, kind of sit them down like, hey, you know, you like this form is going to get you injured. Like, here's the proper way to do it. And let's drop the weight a little bit to get you comfortable with this movement first. I don't know. I very much so like am a passive forward type of guy. If people teach me, I will want to teach other people as well. Also, by the way, thank you for the supers, by the way. Hi, Neko. Appreciate it. And Amma, appreciate it too. You guys are the best. It is helpful to get advice when you're doing something in a way that can be possibly cause an injury. Yeah, like don't do that. Don't do that. Do you see the meme video of the guy helping his friend in the gym? Then somehow the other guy come in and help them, and the other guy come in. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. You're like Smokey Bear, but for gym safety. I'm not a bear though. I'd like to think that I'm slim. I would not. Guys need some help identifying. Am I? Oh fuck! I don't want to use the word. I don't want to use the word. Skinny legend? Twunk? Yeah, am I a twunk? Is that the right word? Guys, I just don't want to say. I don't like that. I don't like the other word. Thank you. You guys are saving me a little bit. You are Claude? Alright, awesome. Hey, I just didn't want to admit it myself. As long as I don't say it, then hey, we're cool. What the fuck? Okay, if you have enough body hair, you might be more of an otter. What the fuck? Where did the animal shit come in? Are we talking about the fucking... Oh, the chart, the triangle. I forgot. The twink hunk. What the fuck is it? Bear triangle or whatever. The pyramid. Oh my god, do you guys know about the pyramid actually? Okay. So we have the triangle. The triangle is like bear, and then underneath and to the left and right, left to right, by the way, is twinkish bear, bearish, and hunkish bear. And if you go down another layer, right, it's bearish twink, a cub, no leaning, bunk, and a bearish hunk. And at the bottom, this is the last row at the bottom. There's twink, twinkish, hunkish twink. Then there's twunk, twinkish hunk, hunkish, and hunk. There you go. There you go. There's the triangle. There's the triangle. And this is where you then place all of your favorite male characters on this triangle. Why do you know this? Because it's funny to make alignment charts. Hold on, do you have that memorized? Yeah. It's really funny, dude. It's really funny. This is how you need to be able to identify. If you're not an English native speaker, it's just a bunch of letters. This is very true though, actually. If you are not a native English speaker, GG. Good luck. Not you memorizing it, dude. I just think some things are all like pretty funny. Sounds like a Starbucks order. Can you sort all of NIJI EN livers with that chart for research? I can do it with all the dudes, yeah. I think it'd be really funny. NIJI EN tier. No, but the problem is no one's like a bear though. You know what I mean? It's not funny because it skews between twink and hunk. I think now technically Vox is the only one who can technically skew like bear, but I think it doesn't work necessarily because he's still before he was like, oh fuck, where was he leaning? Okay, before the Vox 1.0, Vox 1.0 was leaning twinkish hunk for a while, all right? And then I would like to believe that Vox 2.0 leaned rather hunkish, in fact. Hunkish, in fact. And now I believe that Vox, the current era Vox is like bunk hunkish bear leaning. He's like there, but he's leaning bear, kind of. But that is only because Vox 3.0 has massive boobs and big muscle. And also is like 7 foot tall. Yeah, I think he's bunk. Hunkish bear bunk, but bunk leaning. What about Brosemy? Brosemy's a bear. I'm not understanding anything right now. Good. Yeah. Bunk. I'm telling you guys can make your own tier list. Like make your put EN on this triangle and just post it to Twitter. I think it'd be really funny. And just have everyone like slowly ask like what the fuck is going on. The instant classification. Pfft, these words aren't in the Bible. Yeah, Brosemy solos. Dude, Brosemy solos. On God. Brosemy. Goku doesn't stand a chance, is all I'm saying. I just came back. What the fuck? Dude, we're just chilling. We're chilling. Randomly tweeting Vox Akuma as a bunk is so fucking funny to me. I don't think I can do that one. I'm gonna try not to, but... Goku doesn't stand a chance, dude. Thank God this diagram won't appear on the IEL. Claude, Twitter, unhinged moments are what I live for, though. What can I say? We went from philosophy to what is this? Dude, I don't fucking know. Just tweet bunk, no context. On God. All right, check this shit out. Hold up. Bunk. That's it. No, I'm not gonna no context, no nothing. Just bunk. Use the B emoji? No. I think it's funny with lowercase b. And I'm never gonna explain this. If anyone ever asks, we say nothing, alright? This stream never happened, by the way. This is now the new rule, unspoken rule. Anytime we make these jokes, it goes under the radar after that. We go dark. We go dark. No one can know. What stream? Yeah, we stay silent. We stay silent. Our beaks are sealed. Yeah, what happens stays in here, dude. The dark timeline of bunk. Should we retweet or tweet and name it on lever amount? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want to get in trouble for anything. Context without context. Are you sure you took your meds? I don't take meds, but I have my throat medicine. That's it. I'm just a guy. What are we talking about? Guys. I feel so sorry for people who become Cloudbeers late down the line, missing so much context for all the jokes. Hey, honestly, that's not my problem. It's not my problem. People aren't day ones, is all I'm saying. If you're not a day one and you're not in on the fucking inside joke, hey, GG, go next. Or go to the next joke, all right? You'll learn next time. All you have to do is eventually just learn the next joke, by the way. Straight up. Not the eagle emoji with bunk. Yo, day one, rise up? Yeah. VODs are always there for further education. I agree. I agree. I think I like go to the next Ian wave. No. You stick with me. You come to the next stream, all right? You come to the next stream and you'll learn the next joke. Hey, class is mandatory. Exam at the end. Then you'll... then we'll see who passes, who doesn't. Your final grade depends on it. Exam? Exactly. I see you motherfuckers. You guys didn't know, but this is the exam. But I'm a JP viewer. You stream so late for me. I'm gonna have to watch all the VODs at 2x speed to catch up. If you want to learn, you must learn. And if VODs are take-home homework, you must learn. Not during exam season. Please, no more school talk. I'm already a student crying, sobbing. Hey, GG. Don't know what to tell you on that one. Just study harder, forehead. It's gonna be girl math? I wouldn't call it girl math, but... Thank God I'm graduated? Whoa, thank God. People who tuned into the stream for BG music while studying an exam? True. I am just your local study radio. Lo-fi Claude thoughts to study to. Claude memes are just another normal school subject. True. Add rain sounds. Oh my God, I should. Clawfi? Oh my God. Wait, that's kind of genius. Yeah, Clawfi beats to study to. Clawfi Claude thoughts to study to. Kind of goes hard. Ooh, wait, I should just... Oh, fuck, I should just use that now. Wait, that's kind of a... I kind of fuck with that. I might steal that. Whoever the fuck said that, that's mine now. GG. Yoink and twist, baby. Yoink and twist. That's the... There's the new radio show streams. We're getting Clawfi. Oh, fuck yeah. This is gonna be awesome. Alright, we take it. We take it. Ah, awesome. Awesome. Okay, I need to fucking... I have to fucking, what is it? Alright. We need to... I need to gym, bro. Gym time. And if I don't, then I'm gonna want to take a nap. And if I take a nap, it's GG. GG. Alright. Alright. Gym time. Gym time. I will see you guys at 3 p.m. in like a couple hours for the collab. Hopefully. If we don't do it, then GG. If it is, then we're fine. I will see you guys later. Color ghosting is super, by the way. Oh, first time. Oh, gym time.